Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, guys? You're muted tonight. What's up? Hey, there's Pro. What's up, Michelle? Oops. Go ahead. There you go. What's going on, Michelle?
Nothing. Making some eat.
Making something to eat. That's good. That's good. I made breakfast for dinner.
Making some beef tips.
There you go. Good,
Yeah.
hearty, got you to your gut kind of goodness. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Miriam. What's up, Singularity? How you doing? Zoom. Yeah, happy frogs.
Party.
It rained a little bit today, yeah.
Went to the graduation party today.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was kind of cool. I played something called cornhole.
Yeah, bags on the board with the hole in it, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool. I might want to buy that just for me and the kids.
I'll build you
Something to.
one.
Huh?
I'll build you one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to buy the sandbags, but I'll build the boards for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Wizard. I saw a guy.
You saw what?
Wait. He was really good at it at the game.
Oh,
So
yeah?
I told my sister. I said, "Let's play." I did pretty good for my first time.
Yeah. It's just throw the sandbag at the hole.
Bought some new candles. New candles.
You built two of them? Yeah. They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So what's going on, Wizard? What you up to?
But just a lot of cleaning and organizing and squaring away shit, today.
Uh huh.
It's, improve life, living, and, you know, relationships. That's what today's about.
Cool.
So basically, cleaning up my mess,
Uh,
getting stuff like getting laundry done, clean up the refrigerator, chore shit around the house.
right. Lovely stuff to do all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. Pick up the garbage,
Oh yeah.
throw things away.
Speaking of taking out the garbage, better at taking out the garbage.
Yeah, I was thinking about, there's not much to though, Michelle.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to them.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, so yeah, I don't see why I couldn't build you some, ship them to you. Be cheaper than buy. How much? How much? I just can't imagine. I'm
Guy,
sure.
guy
We
by
could,
me tells him 100 each, like, because you have to have two of them, because you're playing a team, and he
right,
sells for a piece.
100 a piece, a pair,
Mm-hmm.
a hundred
Not
a pair,
like 100 each.
100. So $200 for two of them.
Yes, sir.
Oh no, yeah, I'll build you those.
Because
Uh, That's ridiculous.
me to
I'll
look up.
build. Shoot, shipping can't be more than about 20, $25. I don't imagine. Wrap them in cardboard and ship them. Good grief.
Yeah, there's people out here that take advantage of you.
Right, right. Well, he's trying to make money too, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Hi, Canoes. You're on mute, but hi.
But I was thinking max would have to pay would be like $100 a pair. I can't imagine it being $200 for a game set. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They can't be that hard to build, right?
It's not. No, it's a simple square with a piece of plywood on top of it, rectangular, and then a hole, a 4-inch hole cut in the middle of it
How
at the
are
top.
you? Game? Have you played it?
Yeah, yeah, I've done it. I've played it. I don't know. Look, you know what? I'm gonna check out the sandbags to see what because yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I got it. Awesome. I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
You're very talented,
Yeah, I was looking for the sandbags because just by the sandbags alone.
right?
Oh my gosh. Holy crap, they're selling them for like $6 a piece.
Where?
The sandbags. The little sandbags?
Oh, do you mean the beanbag thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
5 and $6 a piece.
it's pretty fun to play. I actually enjoyed myself, and I haven't been able to enjoy myself since, well, you know.
Right, right, right. No, we're not buying any from China.
Sorry, I'm pre-wrapping sandwiches so I can have one in the morning, one for Sarah. She'll say, "I'm hungry" later. She fell asleep right when we got home. She was exhausted from driving all the way out there, and she went swimming. She had a good time.
Right.
Thanks for recommending another day me getting out.
I'm telling you, you just got to get out there and get back to activities. You know, I know, it's just a matter of getting out there and living life. You know what I'm saying? Get
Amen.
okay, get back out there and just get back to business of living. You know, I know it's hard sometimes, but you know, we just got to get on with it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Any
but yeah,
trouble? I had
oh,
some say.
what's that?
I had a troll come in the chat room, and my channel goes up. I can see this is going to be about Donald Trump. I'm leaving. I'm like, don't let the good Lord hit you where it split you.
Right.
Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. Something. I'm running out of things to talk about.
Why? What's the deal?
You hear guns? Check out the website right now if you get a chance or after. Gun owners for America, I think it's called. It's an organization, and they're talking about that couple in St. Louis, I think it was, right, where they brought the
GOA.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the left is literally trying to sue them.
Wow. Yeah, they're trying. Well, no, they're being. They're trying to. They're trying to do all kinds of weird shit to those people, but you know what? It's not going to work.
Well, why is it not going to work? Because
The governor's already come out and said she will be pardoned if they do manage to do something to her.
which is the governor you have, which is Republican, right?
Correct. Correct.
Victory!
Did the police take their guns?
Yes, they confiscated their
Victory.
weapons.
Yeah.
Victory. What?
That's what we're going for.
Who's we and what do you mean victory? What is victory?
Against the people that are trying to disrupt this country,
Right.
destroy this country.
Well,
We
money.
will win.
Well, Trump just cut off their money.
What do you do?
He shut down some pharmaceutical substrate. He's going straight to source on global supplies and read him the riot act. It says you're selling a pill for 20 cents here, you're going to sell it for 20 cents here, not $20.
Yeah, like the EpiPen, for example.
Exactly. Ridiculous.
They know that people need them, so they're going to charge a premium price.
Yeah.
when
That
there's
kind of
no
crap's
need.
no longer going to happen. Trump just took and all the middlemen. He's getting rid of all the middlemen in the process.
This actually meant victory, not peace.
But you know what? A lot of those middlemen were a lot of politicians on the take.
Yeah.
They're pissed off at him now. That's why he's got to go in hiding or he's got to go, secure. Because,
What?
they're going to come after him now.
There's already been 4 attempts on his life.
Right. Well, there's about to be more, I'm sure.
And I guess there's been attempts on his family, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there has. And so he just took away their money, the rest of their money. He got rid of the foreign aid stuff. No more foreign aid going nowhere. And pharmaceutical industry, and no more foreign aid going anywhere except to assured allies, England, Israel, and maybe a place or two.
England don't need it.
Huh?
England don't need it.
Well, they're an ally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. He shut off all the foreign aid to all these funky countries and all the kickback sets that are going on from that. It's all done. No more. No more. And he's shutting down the middleman process for the pharmacology stuff. So they're not going to be making their money on that shit no more. Yeah. Good stuff.
Plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't have a firing pin in it. So they put a firing pin in it.
What's that?
That lady's pistol here in St. Louis where they were defending their home from the riots.
Oh, yeah. I heard they modified the weapon.
Yeah, they modified the weapon after they confiscated it to make it operable. It didn't have a firing pin in it.
No.
They did
Law enforcement officials higher up said that if they get prosecuted and convicted, they're going to get it commuted.
They'll get it. They'll get a full pardon.
Oh yeah.
They've already said that if she tries to take any actions, don't worry because they're going to get a full pardon, and turn around and announce that her office, her entire branch office, is under investigation for political influence.
Yeah.
She is
Well,
elected.
they can
official, so
claim
they can't
fear of
just
BLM.
Huh?
They
Yeah,
can
that's what
claim
they're gonna.
fear.
Well, guess who's on her donor list from her election? She was elected, but Soros funded her campaign.
Well, Singularity, if we go with the fair tax, property tax is gone. There'll
Well,
only be
guess
local.
what? Payroll taxes are gone to the end of the year.
Yeah, but that is they're putting off the payroll tax. So
Yes.
take that money out
Well,
and put it in a savings account.
Trump said, yeah, but get this. Trump said it was like, if I'm reelected, they will be forgiven.
There we go. That's buying the votes, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I'm telling you what.
You don't have to do that for me to reelect him.
Right, exactly. But he didn't say it, reelect me and all. He said, but if I am reelected, I will forgive these.
The heck? That looks like my microwave. Oh no, mine's black. Gosh, our cabinets look like mine.
Oh, wow.
Look a little better, probably because they're newer.
That's a state level thing, usually, Singularity. Not a federal. So that depends on your state.
Yeah, states can do it.
Yeah, that depends on what's going on in your state.
Oregon does a lot of property taxes.
I don't know, Singularity. If he gets reelected, he probably will forgive him. He said he would. He's done everything he said he would do. So there's no reason not to believe that he wouldn't.
Hey, Trump is a master at the tariffs.
Yes.
He knows how to play that game. Apparently, he's a great student of our early history.
And Austrian economics and the Constitution.
Our first 100 years, we had no taxes.
And no central bank.
Right. Well, even though Hamilton wanted one.
And Hamilton was the reason we got one in 1913, but because of what he did back in 1840s.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So I want to see him taking off the 10. I watched that play just to see what the fuss was all about. And I'm like, after watching that play, I like him even less.
Come on.
Right. So, but they can get rid of the IRS by getting rid of the central banking system because it's simply a collection agency for the central banking system. Okay.
No, we have high taxes because they want to control us.
Yep, exactly.
The income tax is meant to.
There it is. There's
its purpose is to control the people.
Yep. Keep them down.
I'm going to break my nuts.
I'm doing some major
between that and the utilities.
Remodeling here.
What? Yeah. Between that and the utilities, you have your slave.
They turned out pretty nice.
What is it?
The solar lights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you showed them outside.
Right, but what do you get for $40?
Well, it doesn't show up too well on camera. Probably shows it better for you.
Yeah. I gotta get.
Unless you have a way to set your camera for night.
I have to still figure out what's wrong with the front pole.
Oh yeah.
I wish Wizard lived near me because they could fix it.
Yeah, I would too. Did you ever call the Helping Angels?
Left a message 3 times.
Yeah.
Really?
So what else to do? I don't know any other.
Dang, Michelle, you got the same lights
What like?
on your ceiling there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, we had those lights. We're replacing them with different lights now. See,
I don't think I'm
that's
gonna
the
replace
ceiling
them.
fan.
I don't mind them.
I replaced this one with a ceiling fan.
Hold on, I gotta figure out how to lock the door. Okay.
Hey, here's something interesting, Emerald. My
Well, that,
tomatoes, you know how the tomatoes will curl their leaves up when it's hot?
yep.
Okay. The ones I have in the ground are curling their leaves up. But the ones I have in water or on the rain gutter don't.
Probably
And
because it's
the tomato plants on the rain gutter are now hydroponic with soil in between.
right, right, and that,
They
and
went
that, wow,
all they went all the way through and have tapped the rain gutter.
wow,
They went straight to the source.
yep, yeah.
And I have to that thing is down quite a bit every day.
I've got yellowing on my lower leaves, and I think it's just from the plants getting older, maybe.
Oh yeah, the lower leaves do turn yellow. That's natural.
Right.
It's if you start seeing yellowing throughout the plant, then you got a problem. You need
Native
calcium.
Indian in the house. What's up? How you doing? Native Indian.
Oh, what tribe? I don't see him.
He's on YouTube. He's upper. He's about 8, 9 comments up.
Oh,
Yeah.
there he is. I didn't see it on the TV. Hillary for prison, cell block, H2020. I like that.
Right. Well, you know she's going to be on the ticket.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be the
She's going to step
presidential
up and
nominee.
take place of Biden at the
Yep.
convention, and then they're going to put a black female vice president
Oh,
under her.
I'm hearing a lot of buzz going around that it's going to be Michelle Obama, but uh, I did hear Biden say it was going to be a black woman, right?
Yep.
So it can't be Michelle Obama.
Who knows? Who knows?
That's a black man in drag.
Right.
You see the name I put up? That's a joke.
Ammo for your mother.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube. He's got this beautiful raised bed garden in front of his house, and it says Kevin, the master gardener. I'm like, really? I'm a master gardener?
Yeah, Native Indian. You know that couple in St. Louis? I hear yeah, the that are getting persecuted for defending their home from the riots. Okay, all that stuff going on. They were Democrats.
They're not now.
They're not now.
Yeah, I know a Democrat, this guy from the National Guard. He was a Democrat for as long as I've known him. And
Yeah,
when you hear him talk, he sounds like a conservative.
yeah, exactly. Well, there's
He,
actually a group
he
here in
was a
Missouri
gun
now.
owner. He was a
It's
gun
called
owner.
Democrats. Yeah, yeah.
And stuff issues he talked about, he sounded like a Republican or a conservative.
Right.
Better yet, conservative.
Awesome. I'm telling you, every time they pull off a riot, every time they pull off one of their stunts, they're making Trump supporters. But there's actually a group here in Missouri,
Did you hear the
Democrats
mayor
for
of
Trump.
Portland? Did you hear what the mayor of Portland recently said?
Well, hold on a second. There is actually a group here in Missouri called Democrats for Trump.
I'm sure there's one here too. They just don't. They don't get the word out. Media's not going to do it.
Right.
Did you hear what the mayor here said in
Do what?
response to the mayor of Portland? He said in response to the protesters setting fire to the back of the fire station at the police station and the front, that they were trying to commit murder. He's finally waking up. There's people commenting on that all over YouTube saying it's your fault.
Right. Yo, they turn the beasts loose. That's what they've done. And they're all communist revolutionaries. They're not BLM. They're not Antifa. They're communist revolutionaries. These are Red Faction
Yeah,
Army guys. Okay?
I was
Mercenaries, guys. They're not
I
a
was
joke.
chatting on the community website, and they had a bunch of BLM people on the road near to us, and they had the seniors. They came out of the senior home there. It's a huge one, probably about 1,000 residents. They all came out there holding up their BLM signs. So it sparked a discussion. And I mentioned that these BLM people are white Marxists. And this guy came out in defense of them saying, how do you know they're Marxists? And blah, 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 blah. They've never said they were Marxists. I said, yeah, they have. At
Right.
every event.
Hey, John Smith. How you doing? Welcome in.
What is this?
That is a level.
Being trained by yeah.
Oh, the level.
By Syrian Kurds. Why would the Kurds do that?
Okay, why it's here. I forgot. My husband's friend came over today. He said he needed that to put these on the wall.
That's a level.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the level would be for, right? To hanging them up evenly, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you're better with a laser level, but
all right, because I got this out of the garage. I thought that's what this was called.
You bet. You got the right thing. Yep.
Oh, Nathaniel, I told him to unplug that charger thing.
I guess there is.
It's an expensive battery to replace.
I did like that video of the Kurdish female soldiers.
Yeah.
They kicked some ass.
Yeah.
The hell is this Game Charger Berry Blast Mountain Dew drink? Never heard that before.
I wouldn't drink it.
You're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff. They're going to get more stupid. Okay? Because they can't control these guys that are running the streets, they're saying. They can't control them. Okay? But they're meant to be berserkers, just to cause havoc and chaos.
That was a good book series.
That's what they've been trained and hired to do.
I like the Berserker book series.
Correct, John. They're just that's the pool they're ordering from. They're just paying them enough to get off their ass and do something, and then they get them all riled up and get them all pissed off. And then say, if you don't do your job, you don't get a check. So they go out and they bust their ass to do their job.
BLM protests
they're promised
BLM protests are getting smaller across the country. But
believe it or not, a lot of these guys are out of
still going.
Believe it or not, a lot of these guys are out of the universities.
Oh yeah, I know that. We had a Tea Party rally in at Pioneer Courthouse Square in Portland. And Portland State, which is about a few blocks away, canceled all classes that day so that they can all go down to the Pioneer Courthouse Square. And when they got there, they handed them all signs, and they were shouting racist obscenities. And the media showed, see, the Tea Party is a bunch of racists.
And you know what? Many of their paydays are. They're promising to get rid of their educational debt.
Okay. Bite me. You're probably going to bite me, right?
So, and a lot of these boys and girls are all wrapped up in $200,000 worth of debt for their education.
I wish they'd have come to me.
Well,
I'll
you
be
know what
glad
I'm
to take.
talking about.
I'd be glad to take their money and just not do anything.
That's what they're going to do. They're training them to go out there, and hopefully they don't come back. Brown shirts, buddy. Brown
Oh yeah,
shirts.
they don't understand what the brown shirts are. Brown shirts were not Nazis.
Nope.
They were tools for the Nazis. And in
Just
this
like these
case,
guys.
Antifa are tools for the Nazis.
Yep.
The Nazis are the leftists.
The Marxists. Yep. Communist revolutionaries. Sad. It's sad to watch it happen
And that,
over. You
did you hear that Illinois senator saying we need to abolish history classes in public schools?
They don't
Yeah.
even call it history classes by me. They call it social studies.
Yeah, they call it social studies, and history ain't a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Social studies. Start teaching
I had
them
an
the ideas and Lenin, and that's where they start with that shit.
I had two excellent history teachers.
Right, but they don't teach anymore. Most likely, or they have a different agenda now. It's
Yeah, they've
really
been taking any reference to guns out of the history books, which is kind of eliminates everything.
yeah.
And now this senator said he wanted to abolish history in public schools because it has portrayals of slavery.
Whatever. That guy's nuts.
What he doesn't realize is it's the people that had the slaves are pushing this so that they remain slaves.
Well,
right.
wait till you realize that anybody that is paying a mortgage, paying insurance, paying utilities is a slave.
Well, I pay all that.
Yeah. Wait till they wake up and realize that they're being slaved right now. It's a bigger cage. Try not paying your electric bill for a
A
month.
little freer cage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I understand it. The government, at any time they want, can take this property.
Yep. They can shut off your electric. They can shut off your water.
Even though we're
Yep.
paying for it.
Yep.
It's not
They
ours.
can take your house from you. Hey, I never missed a payment for 14 years plus. Not a single day late once. And they foreclosed and took my fucking house. $200,000 house out in the county. Had a guest house. I was backed up to a lake. It was 2-car garage, the whole 9 yards. Had a den.
Now, why do you think they did that?
Because I became a representative for Ron Paul during the 2012 election cycle. I was a delegate for his.
So they
and
didn't
he
think
destroyed
that
me.
they could. They didn't think that they could beat him the normal way.
Yeah, it was more like punishment. Yeah, it's like fuck this guy. We don't. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't vote for Ron Paul for president, but I would love to see him as head of the Fed as they shut it down.
As they shut it down, yeah. Well, I guarantee you, he's got a lot to do.
Then he
He's
becomes
the advisory board on the Treasury Department, so
Yeah.
he already is that.
I would love to see him as Treasury Secretary.
Right. Well, he's already on the advisory board for the Treasury Department, so he's right where
he's the opposite of Hamilton.
Yes. Hamilton was Keynesian. He was the origins of Keynesian economics.
I did admire Hamilton's drive to fight for independence. That was admirable. But as he became a politician, I did not like him.
Well, he got paid off. He got bought off. And the banks were having sway and influence with him.
Oh, I was saying earlier, I'm surprised this is on tonight.
It's what?
This Sunday? You're not usually on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Well, Tanya didn't come on, and Aaron DeTires is passing out. Yeah, many brown shirts became 50. SS as
The
well.
brown shirts became
They were molesters within the group
oh,
working to help Nazis. Regular brown shirts
There,
that
there he is, guys. Sam.
to help Nazis.
on
Yes,
the
that
late
is true singularity.
all out.
Sir Ham's
But
still on.
the ones that they sent out there to fight for them, they killed them off when
Oh
they were
yeah,
no longer useful.
yep.
You don't like your
We need, to,
trees?
we need to point that out to these Antifa idiots. They are the brown shirts. Hitler killed the brown shirts.
Killed them all, hunted them down. Yep.
Trees?
When they were no longer useful. But they
Because
don't
they
teach
would be well, they would be
Yep.
insurrectionists against them too, because they
Is that a
want the
hamster?
Yeah.
guinea pig.
No, it's a hamster.
Hamster. Oh, okay.
It's Sir
That's too
Ham.
small to be guinea pig. Now, it would be cool if you had some kind of generator on that wheel.
Yeah, right. That thing would keep me up all night then.
Check it. Put a generator on that and a light hooked to that generator. And when he wants the light on, he'll get on that wheel.
Yeah, there you go. You're funny.
Now, I had a hamster when I was a kid. It's a female hamster.
I cover
And
this blanket at night so it don't goes to bed.
my neighbor brought his male hamster over to play. Yeah, they played.
My bowl. Yeah.
I had a bunch of baby hamsters after that.
That's usually what happens.
Not to worry. She got scared one day and ate them.
Exactly, Carpenter. Exactly. The hence the term useful idiots.
Yep.
Right? Every time.
Oh, you know that one raised bed with the scrawny tomato plants? I put some fertilizer around them, dug it in, gave them some water. They're growing great now.
Excellent. Excellent.
But
What,
I
the
had one.
6.0? Are you talking
Had
about
one.
the 6.0 stuff?
Huh?
Are you talking about the 6.0 stuff or what?
No. That went to the that one plant I had in my closet for a long time. It's
Oh,
now
okay.
outside because it outgrew the house. No, it was like bone meal, blood meal. I put some ground up eggshells, which probably did nothing. But I put some worm castings in there.
Yeah.
Man,
Right.
just
Don
wasn't
Bear.
enough nutrients.
Have a great night. Dream well,
Good night,
Patriot.
Don Bear. Sleep well, Don Bear. We're winning.
Yes. Yes, we are winning.
Lucy's
We are on the winning side. I already know the outcome.
Lucy, you're up to no good. Where are you?
Lucy causing trouble again.
Yeah, I can't. Lucy.
She misses her master.
Lucy.
Dogs, they feel a lot of the same things we do. I had 2 Shelties, and I had to leave them because I had Air Force training, and nobody wanted to take care of them for me until I get back. So they got sent different locations. Well, they missed each other so much they both died.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
they do.
use tea and eggshells. And that's what
Yeah,
I haven't been using much tea
the
lately.
thing with the eggshells, it's
Guess where she's at?
it's calcium carbonate, which doesn't help the plants. You have to break it down. And it,
I
they
just
say,
grind them up in a grinder, and then I
put it in,
sprinkle them on the ground at the plant and let the rest happen.
there's
That
calcium
does
carbonate.
great. Oh,
Uh,
they love it.
One way to make calcium carbonate ready to use is add vinegar. It foams up like like baking soda. Yeah, Lucy?
Yeah, she doesn't let me take her cover off without.
She's adorable.
Check this out, guys.
Educated idiots, yeah, they are the worst. Oh, really? Where'd you learn that from? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Microsoft ready, are you? Okay. Glad you think so. Let's see what you got. I used to bust those kids up every single time, man.
I like listening to educated idiots when they start using words wrong. Big words. They like to use a lot of big words and they use them wrong. Like,
Well, there's one shortcut I took that for my garden when I was establishing it that I will correct this fall. And I didn't put the river sand in it. I need about 3 trailer loads of river sand.
Gypsum works pretty good for the tomatoes. I haven't. That's what I've heard anyway. I haven't tried it yet.
Well, also I'm gonna be putting in all the rabbit manure and stuff like that. So it'll be better next year. Plus, we've got all the wood chips in there that are breaking down right now. We're growing mushrooms like crazy. I mean, nothing we can utilize. But I mean, all the wood chips in the garden, yeah, they grow
Oh my
mushrooms
gosh!
crazy. Yeah.
I was out of my corn today, and I've got several ears starting, and the corn itself is 7 feet tall.
Right. Wow. That's great. That's awesome. Is it
My
hydroponic
tomato?
or is it?
No, it's in the ground.
Oh.
I I didn't think to try hydroponic corn. That would be interesting.
Well, do it like you did do it like you did that rain gutter.
Yeah, probably could.
Yo, I'm telling you, you could do just about every plant that way. And that would make it so much easier on the hydroponic system, period.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, I'm going to expand it next year. I'm going to try
Well,
to
you
only.
got me thinking about redesigning my aquaponics systems. Because I'm thinking if using that guttering system set that you're working with like that makes it so kick ass.
If you're going to use aquaponics, a lot of the people on YouTube are doing. They're using PVC pipe and just cutting a hole,
Right.
and then they put the plant in the hole with a slice from a pool noodle.
Right. Yeah.
You cut a section of the pool noodle out, then you close it more,
Right.
and
I
you
know
put
what you're
that
talking
little
about.
section you cut out inside. And then when the plant gets too big for that, you just take that piece out.
Right. But yeah, cleaning out the pipes though, that's gonna be a problem.
If the light gets in. Oh, by the way, talking about light, that one tomato plant that was in the coffee can, I
Yep.
wrapped it with tin foil, and I pulled the plant out of the water and gently pulled down on the roots, and I got a whole bunch of that algae off.
Right.
And then I put the plant back in there, and now there's a lot less green.
I told you it's the light coming through that red light coming through that can was
Yeah.
allowing that algae to grow. You bet.
But the algae's dying. I was hoping it would.
Good deal. Good deal.
And that big one, oh my gosh, the roots are expanding at the top. It's putting on new roots.
Wow.
I'm having a hard time keeping that thing watered. It's sucking up the water like crazy. I put a gallon of water in there twice a week now.
Right. Singularity, really? It's like he says he does a lot here for farmers around there, and they think they're master carpenters. The ones that build their own houses are the worst. Everything is so messed up, and they want you to fix it like it's your fault. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's no shit, dude. I didn't do that.
Dallas, you live close to Native, huh? One
Huh?
farmer spaced his walls for the size of his windows. No tremors or anything.
Okay.
Snow came in and broke most of his windows from the load. He asked if I would give him a bid to fix it. I didn't. Why not? Charge him a fortune. Yeah, HGTV makes a lot of experts. No headers. Oh boy.
Wow.
They tell you to put headers on HGTV. So your little boat ride apart, huh?
Yeah, those yes, they can. I need me a farm maiden. Those are farm maidens. Yes, and
Yeah.
yes, they can cook.
Maybe if I buy a farm, my wife would learn to cook. Wait a minute. Got a ranch. Still haven't learned to cook. It should. Don't swallow it.
Unless it's silver. Just swish the silver around in your mouth and swallow that. But you only use like 3 eyedroppers at a time. I do it all the time. All
I
right.
gotta
I got my spray bottle
go and
right
get
here.
some of that.
I got a spray bottle like this with the colloidal silver in it, right here. And I spray my injury when I get cut or get a scrape or something like that. I just spray down the injury with the silver and then turn around and
Ooh, what's Michelle
put a
got?
piece of aloe vera on it and put a piece of tape around it. I'm
I
done.
found my closet. Like, you don't know which ones these ones are.
Oh, sweet.
Let's see what we have here.
Oh, I was watching this one video. This lady, she bought a rundown house that belonged to a hoarder. And she was going through the bedroom that wasn't being used for a bedroom. The bed had a whole bunch of stuff stacked on it.
They're
And
all.
she picked, her and her brother picked up the bed, and there was a shotgun underneath. She's like, cool, I got a shotgun.
Right.
This is looks like a 12 gauge. Why would it be in? Yeah.
Is that a spare barrel?
No, that's just the barrel. Hold on, guys. I got two more.
Oh, I see the barrel's not on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. The barrel's been removed. Yeah.
Might need some help identifying one of these. I don't know.
I'm not too familiar with shotguns.
It.
Oh, I harvested some potatoes today. There was 2 tires stacked, and the potatoes were growing in it. and I reached underneath there because there were potatoes growing on the outside, and I got some decent sized potatoes from there. Then I started reaching underneath the tire, and there's another tire underneath, buried in
20.
the ground, and it's
There
about
you go.
2 inches. The other two tires about 2 inches above it.
That looks
I
like a
guess
Model 11.
Huh?
That looks like a Model 11.
I've seen police with those.
Yep.
20 gauge.
20.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be easier.
Hold on. Let me put them down.
That's a bird gun. Yep.
I don't know, 20 gauge shell.
Yeah. Birdshot.
Might be.
Yeah. That's a
No,
bird
I never
gun.
used a 20 gauge shell. I might. Not shell. Slug. 20 gauge slug.
More.
Right. They got slugs. You have to change the choke on them, though, because 20 gauges are different. You got to change the choke on them. So,
Right.
or put a choke on them in order to shoot the slug. Right.
Now, the higher the numbers, the lower the size, right? Just on
Correct.
wires.
Right.
So
The 22.
No.
12
Is it a,
gauge. It's got kick.
is that a
Like 10
Remington or a
gauge.
Ruger?
8.
Marlin.
It's a Marlin.
Yep. Marlin 22.
Nice.
Oh. My daughter's Marlin. Well, here's a 30-30. It's a lever. You know,
Right.
that thing's got some kick, man. My AR doesn't have any.
Now I know why, because there's no room in the gun safe. Now I remember.
Need another gun safe.
I have to buy another safe.
Yeah.
Singularity. Old farmers could figure it out. Farmers nowadays should not be sold a hammer. Well, how are they going to fix the hammer?
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. There's some of that shit that I only did. What are they doing? They're gonna hurt themselves. I'm serious.
All right. Now I know why he put him in the closet. There's no room for him. Okay.
Got too many guns? No such thing.
I was gonna say, ain't no such thing. That only happened in
man.
America. Damn, got
Did
too
you,
many guns.
did you see that video? A guy gets pulled over by the police, and a cop comes up to the door and says, "You have any weapons?" "Oh yeah, I got some weapons." And he started pulling out a whole bunch of guns, and the cop's holding every one of them. He's like, "Is that it?" "No, I got another one." He keeps going, and then when he gives him all the guns that are in the cab of the truck, he's, "Okay, I hate to ask, but is there any more?" And he like, "Yes, there's more. Follow me." Go to the back of the truck, and the bed is just full of guns. It's like, dang, dude. He had a lot of guns.
And this other one had to be an Elks Wizard, because this cannot be the 12 gauge. Let me. I'm bad at identifying them sometimes.
Might say something on the shelf.
Yeah, actually, this might be the 2012. But I thought. I don't know.
I watched this video.
Yeah, it says 12 gauge right there on the ammo.
I was gonna say, right there on the barrel above the breech should be a stamp telling you what it is. Somewhere around the trigger side guard or something like that, you're gonna see a stamping. It's gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
What does it say?
It says 12 gauge.
No, what all does it say? It just says more than 12 gauge. Just,
On the barrel?
no, on the body of the gun near the trigger.
Oh.
The stamping. It says 12 gauge, yes, but it doesn't say anything else.
Nope, nope, serial numbers, that's it.
Okay, look underneath the stock, right in front of the trigger.
Right in front of the stock, in front of the trigger. Nothing. Just numbers.
Oh, I was self-employed too. Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah,
not good.
it's a page right here.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. Check the barrel. See if there's something on the barrel, because usually it has the maker's cut on it somewhere on that metal. It'll be stamped in the metal, model 11 or what have you.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says 12 gauge right there on it. Yeah.
Ruger.
12 gauge, 28. I don't know why that says 28. 12 gauge, 28 something. I got bad eyesight.
I was thinking you probably need the glasses for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, might need glasses.
I think I know how to put this together.
These guys.
I'll do this one not live streaming.
Yeah, watch a video first.
Okay.
Okay, watch a video and learn how to do it, and then do it.
Guys,
Okay.
I need to call my father. He had a surgery today.
There's so much.
Oh, okay.
I'll
You
be
got to
back.
take off.
Yeah, I might be back.
Okay, hurry back.
I wish
Well,
you lived
God bless you. Prayers to your father.
there. Why do you have to live so far from me? Ugh.
Hold it up the screen. Carpenter could tell you what it is.
Oh, I know it's a 20 gauge, 12 gauge, that one I just showed you.
No, but he can probably tell you what kind it is.
Oh, yeah. Winchester, that one. Both, I think the 12 gauge and the 20 gauge are Winchester, and the other one's a Merlin.
All right.
Nobody laugh at me, seriously, because my one pair of glasses are over there by the computer. I knew I had some guns missing.
Well, the key to seeing those types of things is get them in under the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found this in the closet. Looks pretty sharp.
Yeah. Well, don't test it with your hand.
I'm not. Great, now I don't know how to close it. Oh, there it goes. Come on, chat room, chat it up. I'm running out of stuff to talk about, and I'm stuck in my bathroom because my computer's rebooting.
Deer slug gun. Yep. Thunk. Put a thunk on it.
On it.
Yup. John Smith.
You talk to Jack at all? Anybody? Ever? Again or no?
You know, I haven't. I don't spend enough time online doing things online, and I
Right.
haven't heard from him at all. So I guess he's pissed at me too. I don't know. So
Oh, he's always pissed off at somebody.
yeah,
Oh, well.
you know, I do miss him. You know, I did consider him a friend. I
Jonah.
still, I still do.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's. I have a hard time living up to other people's expectations of me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just it. I'm human. That's it. I'm sorry. God forgives me. Okay, so I hope you do too. But I'm only human. What you see is what you get. My
That's right.
best of my intentions are forward.
You're
Okay, so Health and happiness to everyone, and if I can help them enlighten themselves and bring themselves around to dealing with life, then God bless them.
You help me.
That's awesome. That's sweet. Thank you. But yeah, that's just what I do.
Your ex-wife even reached out to me, and she said she was praying.
Yeah, yeah. Her brother is in the hospital. If you could pray for him, he's
Yeah, you were telling me.
fighting.
How was that?
Um, they haven't let me know just yet how he's doing, but he was fighting a fever in his leg, um, having problems with infections, or something. They got to get that dealt with before they can do surgery. And the longer they put off surgery, the less likely he's going to be able to keep the leg, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And it may become life threatening. It's they're not. He's not out of ICU yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, he's in a tenuous situation. It's
And he's probably can't have any visitors because of all this COVID stuff, right?
right. You get to visit him once, and it's only direct family members,
Ah.
and they only get to see him once, and they can't come back.
Well,
Well, I don't know what the hell that's all about.
that's yeah, that's crazy.
I'm sure if he does pass, I'm sure it'll be Corona that killed him. You know how the bastards are playing with the numbers and stupid shit.
Yeah, I kind of want to believe that they're kind of like making up some of this.
They're making up all of it, sweetheart. They
Well,
don't have numbers for the flu anymore. They call it all COVID.
yeah,
All of it's now no more flus. It's all COVID-19 or China flu and all this bullshit. The numbers in the flu were much more in just the first couple of months of this year than COVID has been all year long.
right.
So they started incorporating. Remember, I told you back in, was it April, when the UN and the World Health Organization changed the reporting structure,
Yeah,
and that the testing wasn't going to be for the virus, but the antibodies for all SARS viruses,
right.
all not SARS, but all flus and colds related to the Spanish flu and stuff like that, and variants of
Right.
malaria. Malaria is one of them. That kind of thing. That type of flu. So anytime you have one of these types of flus, the corona flus, you're going to have the antibodies in your system. I don't care if it was the pig virus that came from China,
Right.
or the chicken virus that came from China, or the COVID that came from China. You're going to have the same antibodies in your system when they give you the test. If you've got those antibodies in your system because you had the swine flu
Uh-huh.
10 years ago, well, guess what? They're going to say you're positive for COVID-19. But now you got to go on all whatever. It's all bullshit. And the
Yeah.
blind tests are coming back positive. It's things they've never even opened up the packages on. They just send it.
Yeah.
And it's coming back positive.
That's crazy. I thought too after Tom and Annie came back from the medical examiner, and I thought about it. This was after everything was all said and done. I did kiss him goodbye and Anna goodbye. I know that's not really them, but I was like, oh crap, I didn't think about it because like, could they have, even though they're gone, couldn't the germs still be on them? Because even if there was people who had the COVID in the
No,
same.
dear. I'm fairly certain that if
Okay.
they would have had COVID, you would have had it long before that.
Okay. Because
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, no, that's no. But yeah, as long as you're doing your silver and your multivitamins and stuff like that, you're fine. You're not going to even contract the crap. Okay. Zinc and silver, you become the weapon against once you got those in your system on a regular basis, you become the weapon against the disease, against the virus.
Well,
You
I
can't.
heard they were even lying about the numbers in the hospitals.
Yeah, they are. I talked to. You remember I told you I was going around to the hospitals, and I did. I went around to the emergency rooms. I was asking the doctors and the nurses. I know some of them.
Okay.
I was a paramedic. You know what I'm saying? I know some of these people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'm asking them, the questions, hey, do you even know anybody? No. They didn't even know anybody who had the virus. They heard that they know that they didn't have any cases in their department.
Wow. And
Right.
that's a big hospital.
There were three of them. I went to three of them in the
Wow.
area. Yeah, the best answer I got was, yeah, I think there's a couple cases up north in St. Louis.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody at all who had the COVID. Do you?
No, I still
Yeah.
don't. All right. So it's all stupid. It's all crazy. It's all fraud, guys. It's the
Have you
flu and
ever seen
cold.
in front of
So
Walmart like how demanding and strict they are? I told the one security guard too, and I said it so loud today. I said, "This is so unconstitutional. It's sickening."
well, I get that, but that's because people will let it happen, and the thing is,
I
the
saw
thing is,
cuffing people because
you
they
can't
want
change stupid people. Okay, you're not
masks.
going to change them, but what you can do is, you basically outsmart them by doing the right thing.
What do you mean by wearing a mask?
You doing the right thing for yourself and for your family. Okay, leading by just example.
So you're
Okay,
saying folding in, and wearing the masks.
uh, protesting when you have to wear a mask. You probably with your kids and stuff. You kind of got to bend a knee somewhere along the line. But I'm just saying, uh,
I mean, how do you feel all in all about this with the mask and stuff? Do you feel like they're saving you, or because my sister,
no,
they're,
none of the masks mean a
they're
damn
more,
thing. But you know what? It's a stupid little thing. I don't. There's no place that I go that I wear it, except for Six Flags, and I only do a bandana thing, and most I don't wear it in there even because I act like I'm drinking or I'm in an eating place or we're in the pool area. So it's like I never wear it anyway.
uh-huh.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's it's all bullshit. It really is. But you know what? It's not that important an issue to hang a cross on. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to the heart of the issue, and that's the minds of the people.
Yeah, you're right.
What Carpenter does is genius,
Why?
and
What's
I
he?
love it, and I
Yeah,
use it all the time,
tell
and
the
I
George
do
cat.
I do the same things.
Tell
You
the
know what
George
I'm saying?
get up
Go
here.
ahead.
Tell Carpenter to get his butt up here on the panel.
Yeah, come on up, Carpenter. Let me get a link up for you, bro.
Cause I can't see what he's saying.
Hold on a second. I'm
I,
getting you a link.
I saw him on here.
You have been summoned
You have been
by
some.
the warrior. Right? Come on up, Carpenter. Good lord. Oh wow. How much does one of those cost?
What?
A
I got
seamless gutter machine.
okay. Because if I hit the chat and then you hit the back button and then guess what? It X's right off every time because I'm using my phone.
I had to threaten a guy about swing staplers. I told them if they drop any more, they're paying for them. Right. Here we go. Hey, there you are. There he is.
Perfect.
Good evening.
Good
How you
evening.
doing, buddy?
Always a pleasure to hear your voice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a pretty exciting day. I bought that trailer, that newer one, the jack. I was lowering it. I was over Wisconsin, and you lower it. Well, I was raising it back up to hook it on my trailer. When I went to go home, and all of a sudden the tongue dropped to the ground, just stripped the threads right out of the screw jack nut. It was really hard. It was kind of shitty. So
Uh-huh.
then
Oh,
I went to
wow.
get one, and the heavy duty ones are two. It's a square one. It's the square tube one. A heavy
Okay.
duty one is two. Okay, mine's a 2.5. So then you got to order it. Well, then for the
Oh,
mounting
great.
hardware on this trailer, I didn't want to go drilling a bunch of different holes into the trailer. I wanted to use the same mounting hardware, so I had to take it in, have all the mounting hardware cut off, and re-weld it onto the new one. Well, I got that put on today, and holy crap, is that nice?
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, and then tomorrow I take it in. I know. This is the like really big exciting stuff in my life.
Hey, I tore down a 1948 8-in tractor starter the other day,
Wow.
and it don't hold itself together.
Oh, it's one of
Right.
those.
Yeah. So I think I've figured out a way to get the magnets to compress and get the shaft back into it because there's nobody. I've watched a lot of videos and nobody's showing how to do that shit. So my
Yeah,
idea is I'm gonna take fishing string and I'm gonna tie back those magnets on a nail on the outside of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the only thing I have to have through that gap when I place that shaft in there is that fishing string. So I can get that shaft in place and cap, back that off just a touch and cut those fishing strings out. Just pull them, just put it back
you
together.
you do realize that if you knew how to do it, there's like a really simple way to do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
fuck,
thinking
that
the
shit
guy.
drives me nuts.
Well, I'm going to be working on that tomorrow night. That's what I'm working on tomorrow night. So, yeah, this is kind of crazy shit I'm doing.
Seeing them standing seams here are getting to be a pretty big deal, boy.
Yeah.
Them standing seam roofs, yeah, people like them around here. And they make them ones that are pressed to look like shakes, like the old style shakes, It's pressed aluminum or pressed tin, and it's got that look of them are really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. It comes in. It's the same thing, but I don't know the exact size of this, but they're like 3 by whatever sheets, just
Three
like
by
regular
up to
10, 3 by 8,
16.
10, 12, 20, whatever you want.
Yeah, updates up to 16 foot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like that, but and I don't know, some of them are 3 and some of them are 4 foot wide, but they're like it's like pressed
yeah.
in shake looking.
Everything I've
So
seen,
from the ground, yeah,
yeah,
when you look up, it looks like older shake, but really like with crisp, clean lines and real organized, and I
yeah,
like the look.
yeah. I like the raised ridge. The that I tell you what, I love that roof, man.
Oh,
But
the
you know what?
billet.
Yeah, I mean, I get this stuff for free, aftermarket, after jobs, leftovers, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I got to go figure out. I haven't picked up from him in a long time, so I imagine he's got a bunch of it over there. But yeah, and then I can set roof lines up. I like chicken coops and rabbit cages and all
But
that jazz.
even doing that older tin that stuff like that, even that older 3 seam tin that you just screw on,
Yeah,
that shit's awesome.
it is really,
Yeah, it lasts
especially when you
forever.
put linoleum down first.
Yeah, it's a little. I think it'd be a little different. Depends on like my house. I'd like the standing seam, like like Sing was saying, the stuff that you have to bend that they bend out of a truck, and then you can bend that fucker however long you want it, 30 foot if you want it, if you can handle it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But on sheds and tin, stuff like that, I still like the old screw on tin. Stuff
Well,
lasts for.
I use the metal roofing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they say in that about every 15 or 20 years, get a box of whatever screws you use to screw that on with, and just jump up on the roof, walk around, spin the old screw out, and put a new one in. And because apparently the only problem you'll ever have with them is that washer on them break down, that
Yeah.
rubber washer. That's the
Yeah.
only. So if you do that in a maintenance schedule, like every 15 years, you grab a box of them is like $70.
Right.
Or I should say a plastic bucket of them.
A
But you just
bucket.
take it up there and you just spin the old one out and spin a new one, and then you do that and you replace all the screws in the roof. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the only maintenance you ever have on them.
I know. And if you back it with linoleum, like kitchen floor linoleum,
Yeah,
it quiets them up like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big time. But that's what I've been doing for the roofs around here. That's what I'm going to do
Yeah.
on the mill. I'm putting down
I don't.
a CDX sheet deck painted, and then we're going to turn around and we're putting on one piece linoleum, the whole section, and
Yeah,
then
just
we're going to
roll
put
it
on
out and then screw the tin on top of it.
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's a
And
good
never
moisture
have to touch
barrier
that
too.
roof ever again. It'll never leak.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Seeing those gaskets.
Yep. The little rubber gaskets on the damn things. Yep.
That's the only thing that breaks down on them, and they'll over time some of them ones will leak, and that's the only thing I do is go around every now and then and check it. I got a tin project at camp. I got a whole wall to build out of sheet tin.
I noticed on my metal building, what I've been doing is I've been going around and I noticed that I was getting some leaks because they put in a translucent section for skylights.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to go back over it with clear silicone to where the
Okay.
nail pops through the plastic were happening. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to replace those, but yeah, it's going to be. It's not a big deal replacing them. I've noticed. I just really hate to mess with it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, them. I've seen them. We call it around here. We call them houses, shed houses.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
it depends if they do the screw on tin. The screw on tin, I don't mind that so much for the walls, but if you do that, you got to be really careful about screw patterns. You got to watch what the hell you're doing with the screw patterns to make it look right. But I like the standing seam on a roof. I like that. I mean, on a home.
Oh, okay. Hey, Buffalo Bill's in the house. Welcome in. But yeah, I'm looking at man, I got to go up sometime tomorrow. I'm going to try and get back up there to that place and see if I can't get those pallets from him. I'm going to have to
Well,
find
why is it blocked off?
Say what?
Why is it blocked off? Why can't you get in there?
I don't know. I don't know why it's locked down. But I need to
Fucking
find a phone
COVID.
number or something. Right.
Did you know that the death rate on the COVID is 0.013 right now and dropping?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what the average death? Do you know what the average death from the common strains of the flu and viruses in a year is?
No, what?
0.15 and 0.12. You are 100 times more likely to die from the flu
pneumonia.
than you are this COVID nonsense. By the numbers.
Yep.
It's complete insanity. Okay, the masks. You were just saying to them masks help. Those masks are designed to stop a certain size particulate. The virus particulate runs about 3,000 times smaller.
I know.
Which means that whether it's to prevent you from getting it or to prevent someone else from getting it, They are completely useless.
But what they do allow is restriction of oxygen on your rebreathe.
That's the only thing they do. Deep lung bacterial infections
Yep.
raises your, what is that, your CO2 levels in your body or whatever.
Yep.
You know, all it is, they only harm you.
Like I said, they used to tell us, I was a paramedic, they used to tell us don't wear them for more than 20, 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you
You
do,
know,
throw it away and get it the next
you
time.
guys just being a simple carpenter, like like we just went through a little spiel here about tin sheds of all things. Tin sheds and what's the best underlayment. And we can figure this shit out. You know, come on, guys.
Right.
You know, these people are supposed, you know what? Like Pat said to that, or it might have been you, Emerald, said to that one, you know, you really believe that shit? Or no, I don't believe that shit, and I know you don't either.
Right.
And that's what you need to start telling them when anybody says anything to you about them. Just say, well, of course I don't believe it, and you don't either. And let them know we know they're lying, and we know they're lying.
Yeah.
Nobody,
Exactly. It's perfect. Yeah.
yeah,
And
nobody believes these masks work. They might argue with you. They might say they do. They might throw a fit. They might sit there for 2 hours and run lines of shit at you. Bottom line is they know they don't work. So that's what we're dealing with. Professionals, college. I don't mean to go on a rant, but these professional. You know what's happened in this fucking country? Excuse the rant, you guys, but you know what's happened in this fucking country?
What?
Is our country is being ran by a group of people that had no other abilities except were good at taking tests and good at writing essays.
Uh-huh.
They have no other applicable ability to their skill level in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Those were the only two things they're good at: taking a fucking test and writing an essay. And they're the ones making the decision on everybody else. They're the YouTuber guy that looks all over YouTube and suddenly he's a master carpenter and he can build anything, or a master welder and he can weld anything, or a master mechanic and he can fix anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what's going on. These fucking kids think they're Google smart. They think because they can say the term in the right sequence that it actually means something. We used to have guys at work would come in my work all the time, and you'd ask them about these big, huge concrete forms. And they knew all the terminology. They weren't stupid. They knew all the terminology. And then you'd get them out on the job, and you'd start telling them, well, we got to put this wall together. This is, 42 feet tall. It's 86 feet long. We had to do this to it. And you lay it all out flat, and you put it all together, and you pick it up with this giant, crane to put it up, and they'd get out there and they'd look at that shit and they wouldn't have a clue what they were doing. No idea. Not where to start, not what to do. It's like, Bud, you just sat and told me how much you knew about it and how you could tell me every part in this thing and exactly how it works and all this, but you never put this together before? We got a bunch of fucking idiots. A bunch of idiots out here trying to run this fucking show.
Oh, I agree.
I don't mean to swear, you guys, but when I get mad, that's the construction worker in me. I'm a product of my environment.
You know how worried I am for the 13-year-old right there sleeping on my bed?
Oh, yep. You know what? And you're right, Pro, because Jackson will not grow up like that. He will not grow up like that.
Man, I know it's young, and Wizard said give it time. It's a phase, but what if it's not?
Yeah, HGTV. Yep. Makes these people think they're seeing. How many fucking jobs have you done where you went in there and these people were going to do something what they thought was an easy thing to do, and it's a complete disaster and a mess, and you walk in there and you got to fix it and put it all back together, and then they complain about how much it costs when they were the ones you had to take all their mess apart, and then put it all back together the correct way. It's like we were talking a little bit earlier, me and Sing, about level. You don't use a level in the house. You measure down off the ceiling. Like Sing said, subtle structures when they're built aren't perfectly level, aren't perfectly plumb. So when you do that, you have to be a good carpenter, you have to give the impression of perfection.
Right.
And if you start going with a level and that one corner of that room's dropped a half inch, suddenly you look at that thing and it looks all unlevel on the wall when really it's level. but the rest of the room's off a half inch. Which a half inch isn't much to be off, but you'll see it if you hang a long shelf going across your wall. You'll see that half inch where you won't see it. It's just like little tricks you got to learn. I don't know. There's just I just get fucking so frustrated with all these super highly educated multi-college degrees, and the fuckers can't tie their shoes. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting them all down, because I've met some of them that are extremely brilliant and know what they're doing, and they're all in it for the right. But there's so many more of them. It's like doctors. You know how I work a lot. I live in a Mayo Clinic. I live on the Mayo Clinic right here.
Dude, when I was a manager for FBI, we used to have these guys, experts, these engineers come in and tell us what to do. I was like, well, you really haven't worked. You haven't done this before, have you? And he goes, what do you mean? I designed the system. I was like, well, you've never worked with the system, have you?
Oh, you know what?
Let me tell you something. He took all the notes. I talked to him for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, right? And gave him all the notes, all the operational answers and all the stuff like that. And then he says, we're done with this guy.
Yeah.
And I proved to him that they took it was a series of circuitry that they took out of another product and they put in this product, and this brand new product, and it was all supposed to be brand new and all that jazz, right? I says, well, we got the same problem with this product over here, and this is the solution, and it works here too. Then why is that a problem?
I got some stories about engineers. We were working in the Mayo Clinic, and we were doing a remodel on a floor, and we had to jackhammer out the subfloor to build a new floor on. So we're jackhammering out the floor. This was in the trades, in the union. And I was at a meeting where a fucking engineer said, God is my witness, he says, do they make a rubber tip for the jackhammer? And here I am. I'm sitting in the back of the room, one of the lowest guys in there. I'm just a carpenter foreman. I'm nobody special. I'm sitting in the back of the forum, and I cannot believe what I'm listening to. Okay, get this second one. This is the second stupidest thing and these guys were 7, 8, 10-year architects. The best of the best. We were when you lay brick or block up and you lay it on the face of on anything, when you lay the front, you strike it and you make it all look pretty, and that's what you see. But on the back side of it, it's attached with wires to the wall, or what are they, wall ties, but the concrete kind of just drips back there and flops all over.
Okay.
Well, this guy was this meticulous fucker, and he thought, well, we want all that clean. We're like, you can't clean that out of there. There's only a 2-inch gap behind there. You can't get that out of there. And he goes, this guy actually said, it came out of his mouth, is there a bug we can put in there to eat that extra mortar? Okay, this rich guy who was the big foreman in the room. Now I'm one of the job foremans, but he's the big foreman. He looks at him, he says, he gets this kind of puzzled look on his face, and he looks at the guy and he says, well, that'd be all well and good, but how would you know when they're full? And the guy says to him, he goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, if they were really hungry, you'd just come back and there'd just be a big pile of bricks on the ground.
Right.
But that's just a couple of those are exaggerated examples, but they're actual examples of what I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
I heard the most nonsensicals. We were tying iron one time, pouring it. We couldn't get the aggregate. You can't put a 1-inch ball in a half-inch hole. Okay, the aggregate in the concrete mix was bigger than the gaps between the rebar that were tied. Now we're eight floors in the air. It's real simple, you guys. What do? Take every other rebar out so that it's big enough to drop through. And they said, we were doing that. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, the aggregate won't go. You can't pour it. You can't pour it. So we had to take every other rebar out along this top of this beam to get the concrete to drop down in there. Oh, we can't have that. I said, we just before we get to the top, we drop the rebar back in, quick tie them and fill it up. What do you mean you can't do it? The guy shut shut the project we were on down, that aspect of the project. My crew got broken up. We got sent back into the field. 3 weeks later, I get called back into the office. We're going to fire up my elevator shaft again. And I said, "What did you figure? What did they figure they're going to do?" And they said, "Well, took this architectural company 3 weeks, and their idea to fix this thing was, why don't we take a rebar out and then we'll just put it in when we get up to that level?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? You're fucking serious?" You know, I told that guy 3 weeks ago that.
Right. Oh
So
my
then we
God.
were working overtime nights and weekends to catch this elevator shaft up. It's just, I've seen some of the most stupid shit. Yeah, you know what I used to tell them? They'd stand on the ground, they'd be wearing a suit, they'd look up at you and tell you how to do your job. And then finally, I'd just lean back on my chains and I'd holler down to them, "If you're so fucking smart, get your ass up here and show me." And they'd get mad.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yep, they'd get really mad at me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then they got to take off their coat.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Well, they couldn't do it. They couldn't climb up there. They couldn't do it. They just get. I don't know how many times that Rusty'd come out and tell me that, "Man, you goddamn near got fired, Sam." I was like, "So
Right.
what?" And he'd tell me, "Well, you can't talk to him like that." I said, "Well, that was stupid." He goes, "Well, I know it was stupid, but you got to be careful how you talk to these guys." And, you know, but he saved him. He saved me a bunch of times too. You know, it's just, it's like there's no common sense left. It's like there's no just simple when your fucking motor's running and you turn it off and the exhaust is hot, common sense tells me don't grab that.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's just simple. Just, you don't have to, it's not something I have to think about or that I have to, go through in my mind and run a series of tests and maybe get a book out on a computer and look. I just know, don't touch that exhaust pipe because it's really hot.
Right.
Yeah.
They've lost it. They've lost that ability. They've lost their critical thinking abilities are deteriorated to almost nothing.
Well, believe it or not, it's my daughter's generation, my son's generation, and my husband always told my son, think first, and sometimes kids react then think. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, without morals, this country's gonna fall apart.
Well, you know what? And they're teaching our kids the wrong thing. Like in school, they'll teach them 2 + 2 is 5. Doesn't matter what the answer was wrong. It only matters if you did the problem in the correct sequence.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
but
the sequence.
okay,
Yeah.
that's Common Core. But the basic reality of that is, when you go out into the work market and to make your living, that boss don't give a shit how you get to the end. The only thing he cares about is whether it's right when you're done. He doesn't care how you did it. Seriously.
Right. So exactly, well put. So what is the point of all of it?
Well, the point is to dumb us down to a point to where we'll all run around with a fucking mask on our face with a made up disease that isn't even doing nothing. That you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning.
Yeah.
That's what the point of it is, seriously. And it's amazing to me. I find it fucking amazing. One of my favorite things, and I'm not putting myself down, you guys. One of my favorite things I type is, "I'm just a carpenter. What the hell would I know?"
Right.
That's a put down to them. And they don't get it. They don't even get that I'm putting them down by saying that about myself, because if I'm just an average carpenter and I'm not no fucking, neurological genius, and I can figure this out, where does that put them at? And they don't get it. They don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But just
I'm gonna
stop
use
for
it.
one.
I'm gonna use that line, man. You have a better chance of being
Okay, you
struck
go
by
ahead.
lightning.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get tired of it. It's just like, what in the hell, you guys? Come on, think.
I get tired of it too. I'll post something like that on Facebook, and I'm the most evil person in town then.
Yeah, some of these people you bump in on the internet, they are blithering, babbling idiots. It's like, hey, don't even bother, don't worry about it, because even if you did know, you're not going to make it.
Right. And if you try to give them a right answer that proves them wrong,
there's no sense in me trying to teach you anything, because you're lost. You're never going to make it.
Right.
You can't figure this shit out. I went one time, my daughter had a flat. 3, 4 guys standing there, all, I suppose, 19 to 24. they had the plug kit in the glove compartment of the car. Not one of them knew how to put a plug in a tire. It's like I'm looked at them. You guys got to be fucking kidding me.
Right.
It's just pull the nail out, run the little rasp in 2 or 3 times, lube up the plug, stick it in, nip off the end, drive away, put some air in the tire.
Right.
It's not. You guys, we're raising a
science.
Yeah, we're raising a generation of babbling fucking morons.
Yeah.
These people, they're babbling fucking
right.
morons. You know what I would tell them Antifa people? You need to just shut up. You need to go sit down. You're not ready for it yet. You belong on the bench. You need to go back and you see and look and watch what's going on because you're not ready for the real world. You know? I just get frustrated. When I get frustrated, I talk. I'm sorry, guys. I was ranting off that.
Please,
No, you're
don't
good. You're good.
apologize. No.
Right on target, man.
Right
Yeah,
on.
these are just random thoughts from a carpenter's cluttered mind that just, fuck. If you hit yourself in the hammer with the thumb, hit yourself in the thumb with a hammer. Move your
Carpenter.
fucking thumb.
Carpenter,
Right.
you would have loved my husband Tom. You really would have. You two would have got
Oh, yeah.
along really good. Yeah. You're a good
Yeah.
man.
So
Say it like this, man.
exactly.
Well, you try to talk to them in a decent manner, like, hey, I really don't think that you should be like that and this, and you try to be and they don't listen to you.
Yeah.
So then you got to go down to the guttural level, which is a specialty of mine anyway. So you got to go down to the guttural level, and then you can get their attention a little bit and just literally point out the fact that they're complete babbling morons. And that their points are completely illegitimate, are based in no sense of common thought. It's like these Antifa people running around and they're going to okay, let me get this fucking right now. You've never worked, you've never held a job, you've never actually paid for anything, including taxes in your whole entire life, and you're walking down the street screaming, our town, our streets.
Right.
You can't even hold a fucking job and never paid taxes.
Never paid damn taxes at all. Their parents probably are, or not even them either. Right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of they got to come from somewhere.
A lot of them are college students, guys.
I know it. That's what
started with President Johnson.
I remember when a college degree really meant something. In my life back years ago when I was a kid, and there was a kid that went to college and done good, that meant something.
Right.
Yeah, now they're taking liberal arts.
No
They
shit.
don't even know.
Yeah, to this day, right now, if you have a college degree, that's almost a sign you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how I think about it. Like I got an MBA and a BA and a master's degree and this and that, and I'm thinking, yeah, that means you're fucking stupid. I don't have nothing in common with you. It's the other way. It's all intentional, you guys. If you stand back and you look at the big picture, though, that's when you take enough red pills and you realize that this was all intentional.
My grandfather used to say, a hardworking man works with his hands. And you can tell by looking at his hands, that he's a hardworking man. And he said exactly what I just said.
In order to do something, you've got to use these.
Yeah.
And
that's sitting there reading and thinking about it ain't getting, I know we used to have guys at work, they'd sit in the morning, you'd go out to a certain project and they'd sit and talk about it for 2 hours. And I just walk over there and just start doing shit. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm doing anything but standing here talking about it. I ain't getting it done.
Right. Let's get started. Put it together. We'll figure it out. Solutions
we're trying to get a plan. Well, it's easy. Let's plan on putting this together,
Exactly.
That's what I beat a pour schedule one time. It was a 5-day pour on a 4-man crew, and I beat it with a 3-day pour on a 2-man crew.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't believe that 2 guys were putting this together, and we were pouring every 3rd day. We had guys that came in and helped on the days of the pour, but just the guys building it. We were doing it every 3 days and pouring on the end of the 3rd day. And then, so they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it.
We were building out Radio Shack stores in a single day.
Once you know what you're doing.
Well,
once you get your system down, that's what it is. You get your system down and you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've lost that or losing that part where you know, where it's kind of like affirmative action. And I'm not being racist at all.
No.
I'm being a realist. You don't give a job to somebody that's less skilled over someone that's skilled because you're meeting a quota. How that doesn't even make sense. When you hire for anything, you hire the best person for the job. That's just business 101. I mean, affirmative action is done, but again, you guys, you're back to that's a Marxist little trick they pull. It's all these little Marxist stunts they go through their little book. It's just like reading a playbook. If you ever read anything on that Karl Marx, it's like a playbook. He's written a playbook on it, and these people follow that playbook to the letter.
Yes, just like rules for radicals.
It's exactly, that's what it is. Rules for radicals. They follow it to a letter.
That's their Bible. Yeah.
It's like,
and
there's no ability whatsoever to think for yourself.
Mao, they're off. You know, that's who their poets are, or whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's who their idea men are behind the whole thing. It's Nietzsche, Marx, Lenin, Mao.
Yeah, the isms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's social. I mean, it's like these self-professed communist socialists. It's like there's no possible way you've looked into your opinion. You haven't looked into your opinion. You haven't researched what you're thinking. Because it doesn't take any amount of research whatsoever to find out exactly what that is.
Right.
And that's the oppression of man through the use of force. That's what it is. It's the oppression of man through the use of force. You don't follow them, they'll kill you.
Yep.
And they don't realize. It's like there's no adult with any level of critical thinking ability that's going to look at that and logically analyze it and say that that's a good thing.
Right.
That's not a good thing to make people do what you do or kill them. That don't make any sense. You know, it's why America grew and became what they became, because here people free think. They thought for themselves. They took a problem and they found the answer to that problem. They didn't follow nobody else's rules or nobody else. Like I told one of my buddies was a liberal. You know, what if the teachers that are teaching these people don't know? Oh, that's bullshit. I said, no, that's the God's honest truth. That's what's happening.
Right.
It's the people that are teaching. Some of those people, they thoroughly believe their train of thought because that's what they've been taught. They don't know anything. They can't think. They've lost the ability to think outside the box and to think for themselves. Where like us who don't live in a box, we think and then we would look at something that's really obviously nonsensical. And we look at it and in our head, we just like, well, that's fucking nonsense. I ain't going to do that.
Right.
Those people, they don't have that thought process that puts them, it just floors me. Sometimes you guys, it's to the point where you don't argue with them. You just get in your truck and you leave. It's like, you know, you think what you want and do what you want, but I'm just getting the hell away from you. You know, because you're nothing good's coming for you.
Right.
I'm serious. I mean, it is funny as hell too. I shake my head at him. What? You know, now you're back to that. Well, what the hell would I know? I'm just a carpenter, you know.
Yeah, it works similar.
I mean, that's a put down to them, and they don't even get that. They don't even understand that when I say that, I'm putting them down. That, well, hey, you know, I'm just a carpenter. What the hell would I know? They think it's like I'm putting myself down. No, what I'm telling you is that if a carpenter can figure it out and you're not smart enough, are you dumber than me? You're the one with 3 degrees. You're the one that spent 8-10 years in school and are walking around with a $160,000 to $300,000 school loan debt and can't buy nothing anymore. You know?
Right.
Well, I don't know what to do. I mean, like, she's 13, you know. I mean, for example, I just want to ask you really quick, what would you do, carpenter?
I wish I had some. I didn't do it.
You know what my son told me today? My son, because I yelled at my son today.
I don't know what to do with your boy. Smack him in the fucking mouth, and when he gets up, tell him
he was
either
going
be
to call
apologizing.
CPS.
But that's how I would do it. A girl, I don't know how to handle girls. I don't know
He
what to do
said
with girls.
he said he was going to call CPS on me because I yelled at him about not helping around the house and stuff like that. Then he said he's
Oh,
going to go somewhere else. And then he goes,
You know
you know
what I
what? You
told
know
him?
what?
I'd say, get over here, kid. I'll knock you towards the fucking phone.
you know what
Yeah,
I used to tell my kids? My kids
I was
did.
going
My
to do
kids
that.
started telling me they were going to call the family services and all that shit. I was like, you know what? Go ahead. You know what they're going to do? They're going to come take you away.
They don't get that. They're not going to
I
take the
know,
breadwinner of the family, the one that's responsible for all the bills and to maintain that home and all them other kids. They're going to take you.
right? They're going to take you.
They don't get
Take
that.
you
It's
away.
like, it, oh my God.
And then he
Yeah.
started saying all this stuff that him and when I told you for the past couple of months, Tom spent a lot of time with Nate, right? I told you guys that, right?
Yeah.
And then Nate started saying all this bad stuff that Tom was saying about me. That I started bawling because I didn't want to hear it. You know, it's like, why would he say that to me today? So that was three things. He was going to call CPS. He wanted to live somewhere else. Then he started saying all this mean stuff that Tom was saying about me.
You want to know? I can tell you, I don't know all the details, neither do I need to, but I kind of have, I know what's going on. Is those kids are hurting really bad, and they want anybody around them to hurt like they do, and they don't know what else to do, and that's all it is.
Yeah, very
Well,
much like
They're
I heard
hurting terrible. It's the waves of sorrow that come over, and they don't know how to deal with them. And because I didn't either, and I was an old guy when I dealt with it, and so it
I
just
heard
comes out
too.
that way.
You know what I mean? I'm hurting too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But they don't at that age. Anytime you get those younger kids anywhere, when you get down 20s, especially 20s and lower, anytime you get into that range, you're they're not they don't think they aren't thinking about anybody else. They're so engrossed in themselves. They're so overwhelmed with their own feelings they can't even conceive of your feelings. So they're probably not the ones that you're gonna get that type of support through. I mean, in a perfect world you would, and at some point you will.
Uh-huh.
Just probably not when they're younger, not when they're emotionally stunted like they are when they're younger. They don't. All they know is they hurt, and they want everybody else to hurt around them as bad as they do.
Oh yes, Sarah's
And
mood
don't think in consideration that that was mom's you know husband and wife or child. They don't think like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to get mad at them, and you got to put an end to it. And I don't know what you do, but that you do also, to a degree, you have to kind of understand it a little bit too. It's
Well, my
you know
sister said I have to pick
fun.
my battles with them both. Like I have to pick my battles with them both. Whatever that means.
Well,
well, it just means like if it's not important, if it's something that's kind of silly and not really important, maybe that's not the time to have the great big fight. You can tell them, hey, pick your clothes up, but don't blow the roof off the house because their socks are at the foot of their bed.
Yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
not the reason to blow the roof off the house. The reason to blow the roof off the house is like when you find out they're skipping school or they're flunking or something. Pick your battle wisely and know where to.
Oh,
Not
like
saying
buying her
don't.
hair.
Let me say
Yeah.
this. Let me say this. Maybe this will help you. I don't know, but after my 14-year marriage ended,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I turned to the kids and I was like, "Look, I mean, I had five, at the time, six, and turn around and I'm sitting there saying, okay, guys, we can do this, but I'm going to need your help to carry on. Well, we're all
Yeah.
hurting. We're all messed up with the situation, but it's going to take us all working this to make this happen.
Right.
Okay. And I need your help to do this. So let's get on board with this and try and carry on with our lives and put ourselves back together.
Mm-hmm.
And then phase it like that. And now you're working towards a common goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't know, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And maybe he's not getting the messages from the feelings and stuff that you're
Yeah.
presenting because you are being
Well,
so strong
here's the thing.
and
He
trying
feels
to
like he's doing more work. Yeah. Right, Wizard? Yep. You're right, Wizard. Absolutely
Yeah.
right.
but you're gonna need their help to get through this.
He
to get
feels
our
like he's
lives
doing all the work though. So,
right.
like outside mowing the grass, weed whacking, but I'm the one that picks up the dog poop and constantly has to remind him to take the trash out. But that's it. That's all he'll do. The rest is on me.
Well, you know what, and when something comes up that you can't necessarily get done by yourself, you say, "Hey, could you give me a hand? I need your help." You know what I'm saying?
You know, he's
And
come back
if he
for four
resists,
weeks.
if
And
he
why
resists it,
won't
just
Sarah
say,
do it?
you know what? If he resists you and starts giving you lip, just say, "Look, this is something your dad would have done. I need your help with this."
Yep, I'll
You
say
know what I'm
that.
saying? And then walk away, and then just walk away to do it yourself, and he'll come and join you.
I'll try. I'll try that. But I did try telling him, well, that's what your dad would do. But he keeps saying, oh, Sarah don't do anything. Sarah don't do anything. Which I agree. Sarah has not been lifting her for a hand at all. Now she's pissed at him. Get this, she's pissed at her dad.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks ago, she wasn't pissed at him. Now she's mad at him because sometimes how he would yell at her, or take the phone away, or some stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You know, when the reality is, she'd give anything for her dad to come back and yell at her again about the same thing.
You think so?
Oh, I
Yeah,
know so. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's they don't, they don't have a rational ability to to understand they don't know their feelings. They don't understand what they're feeling. I mean, imagine what the feelings you have, and you're a I don't know how old you are, but it's none of my business. But you're a full grown adult woman,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that you're struggling with your feelings. Imagine doing that same thing, especially at this level of intensity, and then dealing with that with an underdeveloped mind that has no place to go back and draw off of. Not like losing their parents or losing an aunt or things going on in their life or nowhere to draw. All they have is this raw emotion that they don't know they don't have no idea what to do with. So of
right.
course, they strike out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's not and that's not a free pass for them. But it's just kind of a little idea of that you got to understand what you're dealing with. You're not dealing with an adult and a rational train of thought. So
Right.
you're just going to kind of have to weather some of the storms.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, if they throw a fit, okay, don't. But I got to go do this. This is something your dad, and then go start doing it. And he will help. He will join you, and she will too. And you will pull together as a family. Right now, you're just suffering the consequences. Somebody dropped a bomb on your family, and it blew it all up. And
Got
now
that
all
right.
the parts are spread all over the place. Because I went through that same thing here, and everything is just in disarray, and everything's way away, and you can't bring anything together. At some point, everything will just naturally draw back together.
I hope
And
you're
then,
right.
yeah,
I know me and you, we've talked. I'm gonna get going here, but I remember you did agree with me that it's not gonna get easier. In fact, the days when they go seem to get longer, but they seem to get harder for me.
oh yeah, it gets way tougher. It'll take a long. I mean, this is not week, month, year. This is going to take years and
But
years.
you can work through it. I mean, you
Yeah,
can.
and you just have to kind of. It's like the waves of sorrow. What it is it's the waves of sorrow that roll in, and at first that it's like you keep getting splashed, and I'd no more than catch my breath, and then the next wave would hit me,
Yeah,
and it was
like
like
today,
I was,
the graduation party. I had fun
yeah.
playing cornhole. You know, I put my mind somewhere else, and I had fun playing cornhole. And then about 20 minutes later, I was thinking of them, and I felt guilty.
Oh
Right.
yeah, yeah. That's the waves of sorrow, and they're hard to manage. There's times you swear you're going to drown, and
Yep, that's exactly what it feels like. Wow.
all I do is sit and pray, and then hope, and then so far anyway, they still come every now and then, and so far the sea will calm, and I can catch my breath and get up. I can make the ship upright again, and then the waves of sorrows come again, and you have to deal with them again, and that's kind of what it's just kind of a vicious cycle that you don't ever really get over. You just kind of learn to live with,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, thank you
Right.
so much for talking to me, Carpenter. I don't get to talk to you much, and you guys are helping me. You're actually like my counselor, really.
Well, it's
'Cause
just I mean,
I
it's
want to go down that road. My doctor said she wanted me to with the kids, but as soon as you go down that road, you know what that can lead to, and I don't know about you, but I like my Second Amendment.
and I, I'm leery. I'm a tinfoil hat wearer too. I'm leery of them. You go into one of them meetings and you say something the wrong way or phrase that sentence wrong,
Yeah.
and it's just like I want to come in here and I want to be open and truthful and tell you about my feelings and spill my soul so that I could maybe, attempt at least make an attempt at doing some healing.
Oh yeah.
But if
You,
you're
you should
worried that
see,
something you said or say is gonna,
man, you don't know. You should see the veterans who have gotten treatment for PTSD in the state of Virginia. These special sheriffs, I think it was just a sheriff, they would come to these guys' homes and take their guns right from them.
that ain't right.
Could you
No.
imagine?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't imagine.
I
It'd be a
mean,
mess.
well, yeah,
They come to confiscate mine. We're gonna have a mess here.
Yeah.
yeah. State of Virginia, state of New York, state of California, Delaware has done this. And a lot of it's because they're prescribed the medical marijuana. And once that's on document, game over.
Yeah, that's
See,
why
that
I never went.
Como tricked them. Como said, "Oh yeah, we'll give you this, and we'll give you this for your treatment." Meanwhile, I got something under the table that y'all don't know about, like a snake in the grass. And what he did was he undermined them, and then he used it against them to take their guns.
It's exactly what they do. It's like with Jackson. I have all these things I could get food support for him. I could get daycare. I can get to this day. I can get a ton of shit for him. Right. I
Right.
do get the medical because it's just all it is signing a paper and he's covered medically. I get that one.
Mm-hmm.
And they call me all the time about food and they call me all the time about all these other, you have all these benefits you can get. And I'm like, but I don't need them. Well, yeah, but then he can go to he doesn't need to go to daycare.
Right.
I'll buy his food.
Mm-hmm.
He can spend the day with me. He's fine.
Right.
And it's kind of how they suck you in.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
So, well, guys,
thank you for talking to me. But I have to get some sleep. So.
yeah,
Me
too.
too. I appreciate you letting me rant.
And
Oh,
thank
man.
you. No
Always a
problem. Thank you
pleasure.
for talking to me. And thank you for encouraging me, Wizard, the other night to go to the graduation party. I had
Hold. Shh. It's okay. It's just Ranger.
yeah, so thank you for encouraging me to get out. I had a good time.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
Yep. Have a
That's
good night,
the thing.
guys. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
Just
good night.
remember,
Love.
just get on with life. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not. I can't. I get what you're
I know.
saying.
Even if it feels like you're just walking through the steps, take the steps.
All right, even if it's just baby steps.
Oh, what you can do too, Pro, is break it down to just minutes and just get through the next couple minutes.
That's a good idea.
Don't spread it out over a day or a month and think, why is it going? Just like, I just got to get through this next 10 minutes. I got to get through this next, and just take it in them little tiny steps, and then build your strength up to put more distance between.
I'm cleaning out my closet, and I'm going to make it a prayer closet.
Nice.
There you go. A war room.
Yeah, a war room. There you go, brother.
That's what it's called.
God bless each and every one of you. I love you guys all. Okay.
Hey, there's a movie you want to check out. Look up the war room.
I know you told me. I'm watching it this weekend with my mom.
There you go. Good deal.
All right. God bless you guys. Love y'all.
God bless you too.
Yep. Goodbye, you guys. I'm going to crash too. Good night.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring her down. God bless you. Thank you, Carpenter. And you know what? Like I said, it's always a pleasure having you on. Absolutely. I live for these rants. And you know what? I'm going to use that line. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than to get COVID. That's awesome. But yeah. Hey, GST. I saw you come in to get a chance to say, hey, welcome in. But Singularity, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming up. Bruce, Dallas, of course, Carpenter, Buffalo Bill. Oh man, John Smith. Thank you guys. I thank God for each and every one of you, each and every day, and that goes for all of you. Thank you very much for participating in the show, and we'll be here tomorrow night. We normally not on Sunday nights. Normally Tanya, so but we'll see how that goes, and we'll see you here tomorrow night. I'll be on around 10 p.m. Canoe sometimes starts it up earlier. But God bless you all and dream well, Patriots, because we are winning. Just keep up the fight. Keep doing what you need to do. That's all that's got to happen. Nothing to it but to do.